Kildare scored a try on the occasion of his 100 cap for Ireland. My name is Mark, let's talk rugby. It's George Ford who opens the scoring for England in this one from the tee after Ireland infringed 3-0 to them. Ireland though hit back right away. We have a good take from Hansen, brings it up to the line. Peter Manny goes through a gap. He then puts Aki away under the post. Byrne converts this for 7-3 to Ireland. Bundy Aki, in this game, I think he really reminded people about what he really offers in that 12 shirt. Sometimes he can be kind of forgotten because we have, Henshaw and Ringrose there, and even McCluskey showing well in the Six Nations, but Aki really can do a job there as well. England then try to respond after stripping the ball. We have a good carry from Genge, but then O'Malley gets over the ball to win a penalty for Ireland. Ireland, they're trying to take control of the game, but they have a chance from a line out in England 22, and they get pinged for the lifters blocking. That same stupid penalty that we've seen them give away almost every game, and you wonder at this stage, are they ever going to learn about this? It really is frustrating. England, then they've been trying to kick for territory, but Irish back three, Lowe, Hansen, Keenan, all very solid under high ball. We've seen Byrne take some as well. We've seen Gibson Park taking some, and England, not really putting pressure on them. The kicks have been a little too deep. Chase is not as good either, and the Irish, even when they've had to come into traffic to collect the ball, have been absolutely on top in that area. Hansen though does concede a penalty for not rolling away. Ford has a very kickable penalty, but he misses from the tee. It's still 7-3 to Ireland. Ireland then England are looking to spread the ball from scrum, but Byrne and Van der Fleer get in there and they turn the ball over. Ireland then go up the line from the penalty. The throw though from that is too long, and Ireland in a lot of little areas are misfiring almost throughout the whole match, and it feels like they just need to click and then they're going to run the score, because you can see that they are superior to this English team, but they're just not being able to deliver on that. And from here then, England are continuing the kicking, and they have one long kick, and then Vunipola gets pinged for offside. Ireland still decide to go up the line, and we're approaching half time, where generally Ireland are pretty dangerous. That little period, it's kind of like similar to Leinster, that 5 minutes or so before half time and the 5 minutes after half time, when teams are not necessarily all that switched on, we see Ireland and Leinster scoring a lot of points. But England, Itoje gets up and disrupts the line out, but he can only knock the ball into touch for basically the same line out again. Ireland tried to spread it from the next line out, but there's some good pressure from England on defence, and that forces them to go off feet, and England win a penalty. Ryan then gets pinged for playing the man at the line out, and now England suddenly get a chance to kick to the corner. From here then, James Lowe actually manages to stop the penalty kick from Daly crossing the line, and then he kind of bats it back into play. It looks like it's going dead. He gets there, stops it from going dead. Then he kicks it long, and Bini Vunipola is under it, and he knocks the ball on. And suddenly, what should have been an attacking position for England is a scrum to Ireland around about halfway. Ireland then win a penalty as Stewart pops up in that scrum. But then, one of the biggest blows is we lose Dan Sheehan. He looked like he needed treatment a few minutes before that scrum. Was kind of hobbling about a bit. Hopefully taking him off is only precautionary, because Kelleher is amazing. Herring and Stewart are decent deputies, but I don't think that there's another hooker. Certainly Ireland have, and maybe in the world, that can fill Sheehan's boots, at least at the moment. Ireland, they go up the line from the penalty. They start looking a little more fluid, still not like, the way we'd see them in Top Gear or anywhere near that. But they have some good lines from Lowe and Keenan. Prendergast is involved there as well. They get in behind the first line of defence. Then they put it out to Pierre Manny on the left wing. Then they come back inside. Mac Hansen kick pass it across to Ringrose, who steps in off the right wing and goes over to score. He even kind of stumbled, but like he had enough footwork even after that to get over. Byrne misses the conversion, and we're at 12-3, and that was our halftime score. Into second half then, England continuing kicking long, but Ireland pressure on their returns means that Stewart and a few others are getting isolated at the breakdown or even an open play, and they're kind of throwing the ball around willy-nilly and not really helping themselves. This time they get a penalty. Ireland go up the line. England do manage to disrupt the moral and they turn it over. It looked like Ireland actually did exactly the same thing that got pinged for the penalty, with the lifters coming in to block access to the ball carrier. But it wasn't given, so we got a scrum to England. Ireland win a penalty at that scrum. They kick to the corner, but the throw from Herring is crooked and it's a scrum to England. And yeah, Ireland just not clicking at this point. Ireland again get penalised and England are able to clear. Ireland from there, they're holding onto the ball, but they go through some phases, but England are just kind of soaking it up because Ireland, it looks like a lot of their lines, lines are okay, but maybe players are, maybe a metre or so behind where they should be on stuff, and it's very easy, I think, for England to read at that stage. From here, then, we have England. They managed to win a penalty, but then we have a TMO check, and it's a tackle for Billy Vunipola on Andrew Porter. It's shoulder to head. There's no real attempt to wrap. His arm is tucked. He gets a yellow card. It goes to the bunker for a review. Penalty to Ireland. Ireland go up the line from that penalty. They attack off the line out. Lowe goes through a gap and he's over on the right, but he can't really find support. He kind of tries an offload. Ireland do retain the ball, but they're kind of slowed up a little bit. They reset. They're about 10 metres out. They're going through the phases again. Eventually, they suck in the defence, and then Byrne has a nice long pass from him out to Lowe to go over in the left corner. Conversion again is missed at 17-3. Billy Vunipola at this stage, his yellow card is upgraded to red. It's at a high degree of danger and no mitigation. England then, from there with 40 men, they actually start to play with a higher pace. Tuilagi beginning to have a little bit of an impact as well. And, in fairness, the two of them in midfield, they're getting through half gaps, and we see the same with Stewart as well, and Ford kind of pulling the strings. They're getting through half gaps, but not really coming to anything. Herring then gets pinged for offside. We have penalty advantage. Play then is stopped because there's a very, sickening looking clash of heads between Aki and Lowe. Lowe goes off for an HIA. Keith Earls comes on for him to win his 100 cap, and he gets a standing ovation on his way on. Absolutely deserved. He's been a great servant from Ireland. Aki also comes off for Crowley at the same time, so I think Aki came back on later on in the game, so I think he went for an HIA too. England kick to the corner from their penalty. They go off the top from there. We have some really good carries from, especially one from Earl, gets them up to 5 metres out. Then they go to 1 out carries, but at this stage they're being pushed back. They're about 10 metres, 13 metres, maybe even 15 metres back as Ireland defence is pressuring them, and they get isolated. Then they're holding on. Beelum gets the pats on the back for win the penalty. Ireland then begin to pressure England at the breakdown again. The ball squirts out. James Ryan gets to first. He picks it up and then kicks it over the defence, and there's a bit of a scramble. Ireland, England managed to kick clear, but Ireland returned the ball, and Itoje gets pinged for a seatbelt tackle. Crowley then kicks for the corner. Ireland, they go to the back and off the top. England get pinged for offside, and Ireland at this stage then, they're doing pick and goes within a metre or so of the line. They decide to go out wide, and then Hansen steps to cover to go over and score. Conversion again is missed as 22-3 to Ireland. So at this stage, the result looks, beyond doubt, but still, England could hit back. England, they attack off the back of basically I think it was Crowley, a bit of an ill-judged offload inside his own 22. It's good to see the ambition there, but it wasn't really on. Ireland, though, managed to isolate the ball carrier. From there, we end up with a scrum. England win a penalty at the scrum, and Kerr taps and goes quickly from there, gets to within a few meters of the shadow of the post. They recycle it a bit, and then Sinclair goes over to score. It's converted for 22-10. England finally get themselves a try. Ireland then respond immediately from that. They're attacking the 22. They go to from basically the centre to Aki's about halfway out to the wing, and then he puts in a lovely missed pass out to Earls, who goes over for his 36th try for Ireland in the corner, and it's kind of just the fairy tale 100 cap for him to get a try. Then Crowley converts this one from out wide, and it's 29-10, and that was the full-time score. So first off, congratulations to Keith Earls on 100 caps for Ireland. Like, the guy has been around forever. He's been in and out of favour in the team, but he's never given up. And just, you see some players who did a kind of hot thing on the wing for Ireland, and they're there for, 2-3 seasons, or maybe even just a season, and then they're gone. But Earls has been around through all of those. And, he's the kind of player, he won't let you down. When you pick him, you know what you're going to get from him. He does have, like all players, he does have issues with his game, but still, give him the ball with a chance in space and close to the line, he's going to get over to score for you. In terms of England then, the good news is they don't look rusty anymore. The bad news is they do look very poor as a team. The Billy Vunipola trucking it up tactic doesn't seem to work anymore. I think, defences have adapted to the whole thing of just a big ball carrier running straight at you. You need more than that. You need a bit more disguise on it. You need other options as well. And they don't seem to be providing that at the minute. There were flashes from the midfield at times. Ford looked okay at times. Smith looked lively when he came on, but had no real support when he made a couple of breaks. And sometimes you felt like, there was times when you felt that people should have been supporting him when he was making breaks, and other times you felt he was kind of running himself up a blind alley as well. But there will be calls for him to start at 10 because he made a couple of breaks. I don't know whether that is the right decision or not, but we'll see what happens. And the thing though with England is, you have to remember, they still don't need to improve by too much to actually make a semi-final, given the draw that they have. Nobody on that side of the draw has been looking decent at all. You got Australia on a really poor run of form. They picked a very young and inexperienced team that could go either way for them. Wales, don't look great either. England themselves don't look all that good. Argentina are inconsistent. Japan have really lost a lot of form as well. Like, Fiji look okay, but not amazing. So you're looking at that side of the draw and you're thinking, anyone who gets their stuff together is in a semi-final, and that's just the way it is. For Ireland, it's a different story. They got a much harder draw, and they're going to have to improve on this performance. I felt that Prendergast definitely needed a good game here, because Coombs was released from the squad, which was kind of tipping towards him being, maybe selected to go. And he did go pretty well, I felt, playing at 8. I would have liked to see Coombs get another game to prove himself. I do really rate him, and it's kind of sad that he has only 2 caps, but I rate Prendergast as well. It's kind of hard to pick between the two, but whoever goes, I do hope that it goes well. And I'm not someone who'd say, oh, I'm a Coombs fan, so therefore I hope Prendergast has a nightmare just to prove me right or whatever. Whoever goes for Ireland, I just want them all to do well. I thought Peter O'Mahony and Josh Van der Fleer were pretty okay beside him too. Second row of Ryan and Byrne, also decent. Ryan basically getting a lot along with things, other than his kick over the top, kind of, quietly, but doing a lot of much needed work that is maybe goes unseen. Furlong getting more minutes in his legs was good, and he's starting to look a bit better. Porter, I thought, looked better than he has maybe the entire season. Certainly since the turn of the year, the best game I've personally seen him play, and I think I've seen all of his appearances since the start of the season. Burns kicking from the tee definitely could have been better. And maybe, when it comes down to picking him between him and Crowley, that could be a deciding factor, because Crowley seems to be in better form from the tee. Midfield and back three, they went well. They dealt with what they had to in terms of the kicking tactics from England. They kept their shape in the line pretty well, scrambled well too when England got through the line, and they got plenty of tries between them too. Not vintage from Ireland. And there's plenty of things to work on for them.